kind of give you some perspective. Modern women find 80% of men as unattractive. And so on dating apps, which people will argue that maybe people on dating apps aren't looking for something serious, but that's the number one way people meet. Women only swipe right 5% of the time, up to 20% on the high end in certain studies. So women are all sleeping with the same guys. So for guys that are in that percentage, it's like they just have an abundance of girls throwing themselves at them. And then the women will come back later and say men are trash, but that's who
I think we need to have a speed dating thing, me and you, girl. We need to set up a speed dating or even a courting thing when we show them how to do it properly and give them questions to ask. You know, speed dating, but we provide the questions.
Look at you. We're helping me open wife school, right?
Yes.
We turn modern women into wives.
We need to try. We need to do it.
We need to do it. They don't want to be saved.
No, they do. I think some do.
They don't
You know what, right? I think they do. I think they do.
They want to have their fun.
No, but stop it, Alex. Don't say that. Like, you know what?
The majority of women don't want to be
what you're
saved.
saying is right. I'm not saying that is wrong, but why does it always boil down to women?
Give them a chance.
Don't say no, because you see what Nathan said. I like you, Nathan, by the way.
I appreciate girl.
But what made me feel like you're not scared? You're more like scared to be stuck in one because there's so many options out there because you keep dipping your cookie into the jars, jars of different sauces.
But, thank you.
So.
But here's the reason.
So I think, the reason why you don't want to commit, I feel like the way you explained it to me to one jar is because you're like, because you saw the other jar, you saw the other taste. You're like, it might taste.
Earlier on, you said too many options. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah,
Remember,
too many options.
Let me explain it to you. So women divorce men 70 to 80% of the time. I would argue in relationships, it's probably similar. Men aren't leaving, women are. So to a guy's point of view, he's going to commit to this girl. And what does he get? He doesn't get purity anymore. You know, these hoes. You know, he doesn't get youth anymore, so he doesn't get either of those things. A lot of times she already has a kid, so he's not fulfilling his mating strategy. On top of that, even if he does find a good woman that maybe has the qualities he's looking for, she was going to want him to marry her, right? And what does he get out of that? Oh, she can leave and take half and take my kids. Okay. And she's paid to take my kids away from me. She gets more money if she takes my children. And so from the men's point of view, they're just kind of like, F it, because like women aren't wives nowadays. And what do they get out of it?
But
like men are logical. Sorry. They're logical people. And so they're thinking, does the benefit outweigh the cost? And like, I just think as women, we have to look at ourselves and say, the benefits we bring nowadays don't outweigh the cost for most men.
You know, for the sake of argument, and finally it's about my turn to, help the boys out. I'll tell you something. Boys, do you know the best way for you to deal with a modern woman? Be stush. Stush means be a bit more stuck up about yourself, because actually girls don't like rejection. And the moment you reject one, she wants you more because it's a challenge. At that moment, you've got the power. If you want her, you want to maneuver and check what she's on, and you want to get her in your books.
But
I'm not gonna lie.
Listen to this from the men's point of view. So I have to play a bunch of games with these women in order to get to them to commit to me. Why do it at all?
Because
why is it worth it?
Yeah, it's like what is the benefit to the men? Like what genuinely? Who in here has a cookbook? Maybe you. Maybe
I don't need a cookbook.
What?
I do.
You don't need a cookbook.
But that's what I'm saying.
Are you asking if you can cook?
No. My point is, none of us in here can be considered traditional women. And back then, an average guy could get a traditional woman. And now what does he get? He gets a boss bitch, a boss babe, a girl that's been ran through. He gets an ex-hoe. He gets a born-again virgin. Like,
and what do I get?
As women, this is what do we get? We still get protection and provisioning.
Are you sure?
And the average salary, but here's the thing. The average salary could cover an apartment. But the thing is, like, women, we want this lifestyle that's not even realistic nowadays. Like, we want men that make more than we do, and we want them to pay all of the bills. But it's like we all have our nails done. We have we get our hair dyed. We have makeup. We have all of this stuff that costs money because we want this lifestyle. And I've had girls come on my show, and I say, would you date an average guy for companionship? But you would have to go down in lifestyle. And they say, no, we're addicted to lifestyle.
Okay. I would add, from a male perspective, what I find, and I think that this is why most guys don't bother, and this is why I for me it's the biggest kind of consumer of my energy when it comes to dating in this whole game, is that all modern women want my time and attention in it. when I go to a club, there's 10 hot girls who think I'm going to get their number, talk to them for 3 months, take them out until they eventually decide to, we can do this or that or whatever. And it's just nonstop. And they all think I have all the time in the world and that they're all so special and interesting and that they all deserve the red carpet treatment. And these women do nothing for me. They do absolutely nothing. They can't barely hold a conversation. They can't start a conversation. They got no date ideas. They don't even know how to be feminine, fam. They're saying they think wearing a tight skirt is feminine, innit? And you can stand around and guys will just throw themselves at you, which is kind of that's why.
Which is what they do, and that's why I said move more stush.
When is the last time a girl planned a day for you?
Oh my God!
Planned a whole day, got you a thoughtful gift that had nothing to do with her, nothing she wanted.
I'm glad you asked that question. I don't remember the last time.
They don't do it, but they talk about equality a lot.
No, but you're generalizing. You're generalizing a lot as well.
Even if it was just a hookup that maybe liked you or got feelings or whatever, did any of them try to compete for you?
Hell no.
Yeah,
because they're all queens. They're all tens.
Because it's an ego thing. Because girls won't put aside their ego.
They're all 10 out of 10s. They're all queens. They're all boss bitches.
No, she's got a point. For once, I'll agree with her. She does have a point. Girls, do you know what? Stop being so annoying. If you want to see the guy, ask him, "Can I see you?" If you want to go on a date with him and you invite him, make sure that you did the invitation. Be polite, have manners, and you're the one that is the host. Therefore, you pattern the thing. Stop always waiting for the guy to make the first move.
I get the impression
No.
That's a whole
No. You can't turn around and say that the men want feminine women.
And then you want
so
to be
how
chased
can a woman go up to a man and say, "I'm gonna take you out"?
Well, I'll say how.
something,
I
right?
think that you're an amazing guy. You are sick. I'm going to shoot my
You know
shot.
something?
Would you want to go out with me?
No,
please?
You
what
sounded
I
like
do-
a man.
what
That
I
sounded
do-
like a
Nah,
man.
nah.
You sound like a
True.
man. What I
These days, they're very masculine these days.
Auntie. So devil's advocate here. I wouldn't probably approach it like that. But back in the day, didn't women drop the handkerchief?
So they can pick it.
Right. Women drop the handkerchief.
But that's the thing is, right, is that years ago you dropped a handkerchief and the man showed you was interested. You didn't drop your knickers. And that's the difference. Dropping a handkerchief is totally different from dropping your knickers. So you used to walk along in the old days, they used to drop you walk along and you drop a hanky just to see whether or not the man was interested.
Auntie, sorry.
But now the women are dropping their knickers to see whether the man's interested.
No, I don't think that's an issue. They're not dropping their knickers because a third of men are virgins.
But they're dropping their knickers more than we drop hankies.
No, my. As many of you know, I was just banned on TikTok, and we are demonetized on a daily basis on this platform. If you want to help, please consider sending a super thanks below. Every donation helps, and it helps make what we do possible.